Hi everyone, this is Alexander Tegoff again, and this is going to be our second video for the Fusion MLS training. This video is going to deal with how to set up a proper search utilizing a website through MLS. So I'm just going to hop in and get started. Should be pretty easy to follow along. If you guys need to, please pause, rewind the video until you get the hang of it the first time. But as you do this more and more often, you should be able to do it with your eyes closed. So the first thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and select the contact that we want to make a search for. As I mentioned in the previous video, the basic search video, the first thing you're ever going to want to do whenever you meet anybody related to real estate prospect is add them as a contact. In that video, we did go ahead and set myself up as a contact, including my cell phone number and email address. And that's where we left off. So now this person, in this case me, wants to actually go ahead and start looking for properties. So let's go ahead and get started. Now you have two choices as to how to begin. The first choice is to go ahead and use the search button on top and go ahead and basically select what kind of search depending on the customer or client's criteria. Or you can go ahead and go to the contact manager, which is what we're in right now, select the customer, look at this detail panel and click add new searches. Now it's going to ask me to do the same exact thing. That's why I said it doesn't really matter which way you do it, the end result is going to be identical. So in this case, say I am for a single family home. I'm going to go ahead and select single family home. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Once it loads, this is going to be our search manager. Now, what do I need to do? Well, just like any other search, regardless if it's with this MLS or the old MLS, is go ahead and start filling out the criteria. So in this case, you put the county, that's required, and then whatever other criteria the person may want. So let's just say here we're going to do this very briefly because it's just on the search. I'm not going to get into too many details, but let's just say I'm looking for a single family home between 300 and 500,000, and we'll say that this home needs to be in Boca. As we tab over, you'll see that basically everything is updates in real time. This particular case, I have 1,145 matches, so that's way too many. So what I'm going to do is try to lower this a little bit. Let's say we're looking for 300 to 350,000. Still showing too many searches. Not quite sure why that. Oh, that's why. It's the wrong field. So don't make the mistake of putting it in the sales price field. Make sure you put it in the listing price field. So let's try our 300 to 500,000 again. There you go. That's more like it. We have 302 matches. Whenever you're done putting in all the search criteria for that individual, you're going to want to go ahead and click on the results page here. Now, while you're on the results page, you're going to see all those properties displayed both in the map and in the list. One cool thing that I want to point out to you guys is that most of us are used to this grid view. Very few agents know that if you actually click this gallery, it's going to give you a little bit of a more comprehensive way to sort through these. It still has all the same properties, except it gives you two different columns, and it gives you a thumbnail view, so you can actually go take a look at the picture. You have some of the basic info here and sort through them this way. If you don't like it, then you can go ahead and click back and switch back to the grid view, and it'll go back to the same list. The information stays the same. Again, quick thing that I want to point out is that you can change the way this information is displayed. You can go ahead and click here in the grid manager, just like we did on the contact page, create a new one, create different ones, edit the fields, edits how they're sorted, etc., etc., etc. The end result is whatever you're going to end up looking at here. So once you've done all that stuff, you're at the results page. Simply, you just need to click the Save Search button on the top right. Okay, so this is the first step. Now, if you went ahead and started the search the way I did from the contact management screen, you're going to see that my name is already here because it's linked to me. If you went ahead and clicked on the search button up here and started searching that way, then this will show up blank, like this. Same thing you're going to want to put in, who the contact is. As you start typing in, the field narrows down to the contacts in your book. Now, what else do we need to fill in? The search name should not be the contact's name like most people presume. It should actually be a description of what you're going to be searching for, because you can have more than one search running for that person. So let me point this out. In this particular case, we're looking at single family home, so I'll abbreviate that, SFH, BOCO, 300 to 500K. That should give me an idea of what the results are going to be when I click on them. Now, the next thing we want to do is turn on notification for the search. By default, it's going to be 90 days, which is also the maximum. So what this means is this search, if I set it to run today, is going to have a 90-day countdown timer. After 90 days, the search will be considered expired, and the link in the person's website will no longer be valid. Therefore, you need to stay in touch with that person and renew their search just to make sure that they still continue to get it. Now, the two choices that we have here are either email listing. I want to send Alex to view listings in an emailed report, which is the choice given by default, or I want Alex to view listings in a contact website. The second search I will not be going over, because to me this way of doing it is outdated, and it's got a lot more cons than it does pros. So for our agents in our training, I'm going to stick to the ones that are going to be displayed in a contact website. So go ahead and click that. Now I want to pause for 1 second and let everybody know, if you do not have this option, or if you have this option but it's grayed out and you cannot select it, what that means is that you have not set up your MLS website. In order to set up your MLS website, you need to go into the old MLS, which is southfloridamls.com. There's going to be a link that says upgrade to pro subscription. You don't need to pay anything. You already have it from the office. Just go ahead and click that link. Follow the setup. It's going to ask you for your contact info, signatures, how your site's going to look. It's about a 15-minute process. Once you get that done and you come back here, this option will automatically be active for you. So, having said that, let's continue. Different little things like result grid. If you're going to email somebody a grid, you can choose the layout as well. In this case, I will not be doing that. The next tab that you're going to have over here is frequency. Typically, this applies to the second setting, which is if you want to send somebody an email. So instead of having to do a contact website, if I wanted to email them, I can choose whether it's ASAP, daily, monthly, or never, and when to do it. When it's a price change, status change, or the first time a photo is added. Since we're going to be doing the website search, you can go ahead and ignore this second part. The contact email. In this particular case, I have one email associated with myself, which is my email. You're going to want to make sure that this checkbox is checked in order for this contact to apply. And it's important to look at this page, because if I had 2 or 3 contacts, sometimes it only sends it to one and not all of them are checked. So if there's multiple people on the search, you're going to want to make sure each one of their boxes is checked. Now, the next part that you're going to want to do is take a look at this. Each one of these is a template. They're in the system. You have the option to choose from, but you can go ahead and edit them and make your own. Again, that's going to be something that's advanced. It'll be covered in a completely different video. For the time being, please use the templates that MLS provides you. For most agents, these will be adequate to get everything you need done. Now, by default, you're going to want to see email view. What I always change mine to for customers is the client detailed view right here. RE1 client detailed view MLS. Again, we're going to be able to change these later, and you can go over in an advanced video how to get different fields and customize all that content. For the time being, just click the client detailed view or any of the other ones that you may like better, depending on what kind of search you're doing. The next part is going to be agent notifications. It's going to have your email here. It's going to use the listing report, whichever report I want to use to myself. However, what I tend to do is go ahead and click this off. Typically, you only use yourself as the agent notification if you're going to do the emailed views, because what that's going to do is when your customer or client gets an email letting them know that there's a new property or new properties that came to the market meeting their criteria, it's going to send me, the agent, an email at the same time to let me know. Again, that's obsolete because of the way we're doing it with the website. So I make sure to turn mine off so I'm not bombarded with spam emails every couple of minutes every time something new comes up. Once you go ahead and done with this, you're going to go ahead and click the save button. It's going to process. It's going to save the search. And hopefully in a second here it will load once it is complete. There you go. So the search has now been saved. It says this search is now active, and it asks you to do one of the three things. View the listings and choose which one to email. Email all the listings, or do not send any listings now. If you're going to be doing a website, select do not send any listings now. If you're going to be doing the email view, you're going to go ahead and click the one that says email all these listings now. After you're done, you're going to click OK. Everything looks the same. The only differences that you're going to find are these three fields that came up on the left-hand side. The fact that it's a new match, meaning it's a new listing. The thumbs up, which will let you know if they like it or dislike the property later. And then the notes, letting you know that the customer or client added a note in reference to that property. Also, what you will notice is that my name appears in the top of the search. My phone number appears, as well as the link view contact website. As you see, when I'm clicking here, nothing happens. Why? I need to activate the website. What does that mean? I click on the name again. It brings me back to the contact manager up here. As you see, it's selected me already. And as you see in the top right-hand corner, you see that I have contact website is set at off. Once I go ahead and click that on, you'll see that now this view contact website link is active and my search should be running. Now, what's the next thing that I need to do? There's twofold. First, I can click refresh. Once the website is on and I click refresh, you'll be able to see the search that we just did. SFH, Boca, 300 to 500K. It's going to have the same options that we discussed in our previous video. The green just means the search is running. View results will show me the search. This shows you how many days you have left before expiring. Search settings are the box that we filled out in case you want to save something here. The other thing you have is criteria if you want to change the criteria, an email if I want to email them, and then just delete if I want to delete it. Next thing you're going to want to do after every one of the client searches is ready is go ahead and basically click on contact website info. You're going to go ahead and click email link to contact website. And what this is going to do is email the contact, in this case me, saying here's a link to the contact website. There's different templates that you can set for these, so you don't have to keep typing the same thing over and over again if you're going to be doing something. But let's just see. You can either use none or one of these templates, or we can add our own later. For the time being, I'm going to leave this blank and say, hi Alex. Here is the link to your search, which we discussed. Underneath, you're going to have your signature. I have mine set as off from another training video at the moment, so that's why you don't see it here. It's always important when you're sending something to somebody to check to make sure that it works. You don't want to look bad. What you can do on any computer when you see a link that shows you that a contact that is going to be a hyperlink to somewhere is hold your control key, left click on the link, click open in new tab, and what that's going to do is open a new tab in your browser and show you where that link goes. You want to make sure you have the best link, that it's working, and that you're not going to have any problems. I already have an account, please log in, yada yada yada. Going to go ahead and leave that, but basically once I'm done verifying everything, I'm going to go ahead and click send. Successful. View contact website. This is basically a way to check what the contact is going to see. So this is what they refer to as a website. It's got your branding, contact info, company branding, and depending on what template you chose or your theme when you're setting up your website, it's going to be clouds, it's going to be different colors, a lot of different things you can take a look at. But The important thing you need to know here are the following. First, you have the one search we set up. If I go ahead and add another search for myself right now and say, oh, I'm either considering condos or townhouses, and I do another search, save it the same way, you'll see it completely underneath. So I'll have two searches. As of right now, there's really no details because I just set up the search, so it doesn't tell me how many are new or updated listings, total listings, etc., etc. Within 24 hours, all this information will change. But what I can do is go ahead and click View Properties here. And what that's going to do is open up the search for me. Now, by default, the website search is going to look like this. 30 some odd pages, depending on the amount of properties. This is going to be what I refer to as a summary view, where you can quickly scroll down and take a look at some basic information. This looks interesting to me. I tend to like it. The option that your customers and clients will have are the following. Click Details, which will let them know that to view the details. Now, because I am the listing agent and I clicked on that button just to check their link, the system automatically knows that I'm the listing agent, so they're seeing the MLS printout that you're going to want to, they're showing rather, the MLS printout that you're going to want to see as an agent. In the event that that link is clicked by your customer, they're going to get the view that you selected, so client internet view. So this is what your customer is going to see. No particular photos available for this particular property, but they have all the general information that you see on sites like Redfin or different search engines. All the features, all of your information, etc., etc., etc. They can map the property, they can try to schedule a showing with you on the requested time, they can save the property, or they can print the property. Let's say I want to go ahead and save this property. This is something that I want to do. Now, it gives you a couple options. Save it as a favorite, save it as a possibility, recommend this listing, reject this listing, or just save notes. So save this as a favorite means that I want to go ahead and see this property. Please schedule a show. That's all your customer has to do in order to let you know they want to see it. Done. After we're done here, I go back to search results. I continue looking. This property, ooh, it's got a palm tree in the front. I hate palm trees. What do I want to do? Just delete the property. It's going to go ahead and do its thing. Why are you deleting the property? Well, this is feedback that they should leave to provide to you so you're on the same page. I hate palm trees. Or whatever the reason is, doesn't really matter. You go ahead and click delete. That's that. So that's it. Now, what they're also going to have these other tabs up here. My favorites are ones that they added to their favorites. When you click on it, you'll see, hey, this is a new favorite. Possibilities are ones that they say possibilities. Agent recommendations are properties that you would recommend to them. Rejections are the ones that are deleted. So just because you delete it doesn't mean that it's gone from your list. Remember, this is real-time information. So if this property is still active, it's still going to show here. And you see the notes, deleted on this time. Why? Because I hate palm trees. And then additional properties. Now, that's the basic breakdown of what they're going to see. Need help? There's a demo. They can click on it to let them know exactly how the website works.
What is the client gateway? And how do I use it? The
2
client
minutes.
gateway is a personalized portal.
2 minutes and 23 seconds or 2 minutes and 30 seconds or so is the length of that video. They can watch it. It'll walk them through everything step by step. Once they're done, go ahead and delete, close that. We can go back here to the search, and that's pretty much it. Now, why do I say that the old way of searching and emailing listings every time a new listing comes out is obsolete? Well, I'll tell you why. Because I'm going to take myself out of my shoes as a broker and put myself in the shoes of a customer or client. So I got this link, I'm looking at these properties. I like some of them. The traditional way of doing real estate would need to be, I need to sit down and start writing the property address or the MLS number for every property that I like. I make a list of it. I get home tonight from work, my wife wants to go over the properties. So we got to go search through them all again. If I didn't have the ability to save it as a favorite, I would have to go through those 40 pages again and find that same one. Then she says, great, I like it too, let's go see it. Well, now I have to call the listing agent or call my agent, give him either the MLS or the property number, have him schedule it. He has to write it down, go back, put it in his computer, and search for it. To me, that's all a waste of time. If anybody's doing that, you guys are doing yourself a big injustice because you're wasting your time that you can be prospecting and sourcing for new leads on doing stuff that should be very routine and elementary. So with the contact website, the great thing about it is we can go back to our sheet right here. We can go ahead and click the refresh button. Unfortunately, that's not going to show me anything for today, is it? No, it still hasn't updated here. Typically, it takes 1 day for it to update. However, if I go back to the contact manager, click here, I'm going to go ahead and refresh this page. Now, look what happened. This information here is automatically updated. What does that mean? Well, it means that I have 2 different notes for the properties. If I can click on those as the agent, it'll show me what notes they are and what properties it's in reference to. So this one, I see a rejected face. I know he's not interested in that. If I want to see why, I hate palm trees. Great. Now I can add a note. If, for instance, their note was a question to me as the agent, what's the maintenance fee? And I find out what it is, I can say the maintenance fee is $400 per month. Click save. Now, the customer is going to be able to see that. On this other one, let's see what it says. Please schedule a showing. Great. I have the MLS number, I have the address, and better yet, I don't need to do any of that. I can just click right here, and I get brought to the listing sheet where I can get all the information, I can schedule the closing, don't need to write anything down, I don't need to print anything, and I save time doing it. The best part of it all is, once tomorrow comes around, or a couple hours from now, when this recent website activity updates, what that's going to mean is that you're going to be able to see all of my activity on here, along with all of the activity of all the other searches that I have running. So if I have 4 different clients that I'm working with, all recommend properties, I need to know that I need to get in touch with them, get them scheduled, and go do the showings. If I have rejections, I know what's going on. I don't have to call my clients every single day, one by one, to ask them, did you like anything? Did you not like anything? I already know the answer. Furthermore, once you have every one of your searches set up as this website search, and you click on the person's name, you get different sets of criteria and information. So right now it's showing that I'm logged in 0 times because I'm basically doing the agent part and the customer part from the same side, meaning from the same computer, the same browser. It knows that it's me doing it. If the actual customer went in and logged on, it's going to say this customer logged in X amount of times in the last 30 days. And then underneath that, it's going to say this customer last logged in on this particular date. So you know exactly what's going on, exactly which one of your customers want to buy and are motivated, and which ones are sitting back and just thinking. So obviously you're going to concentrate on the ones that are motivated, the ones that want to go out there and see stuff, the ones that you can convert and close. That's all it's about. Again, all this info will get put in here. Once the customer sees it, you can sort it by date. You can sort it by activity, rejections. Like I know I need to schedule these 8 showings for tomorrow. It's already right here. By contacts, if I want to see which contacts have what. And by the properties themselves. That's it. That simple. Every single one of you from now on should always be using the contact website now that you know how to do so. Again, I cannot stress enough how much time, how convenient, and the benefits you're going to get from using that system, and the actual benefit and the results you're going to see on the bottom line of how much money you're making each month. So that's it for this video. You guys should know how to make the searches. What I recommend is that if you have any other searches that you're doing the old-fashioned way, you spend some time, you go back and you redo them, you set up a website search for them, you email it to them, and you let them know, this is our new system, it's going to make it easier for them, it's going to make it easier for you. If you guys have any questions, comments, if I missed anything, you need further clarification, again, please let me know, and I will go ahead and either do a follow-up video or comment below or help you guys out one-on-one. Thank you for watching.